Hi, I'm Dan Kristiansen, and I'm your state representative here in the 39th District. You know, we're down here in Olympia. Many of us don't want to be here right now. Why? Because it's a special session. Our work is supposed to have been done by now. It's supposed to be done on the 11th of the month, and here we are the following week, and we still have not solved the problems in Olympia. Not that there haven't been some good opportunities to fix the problems, there's just not been the political will to fix the problems. We all know what's going on with the economy. You know, I've met hundreds, if not thousands of people over the last couple of years that they've either lost their jobs, or they've had their wages dramatically increase, or they were business owners that have lost their businesses or on the verge of losing their businesses, or those that are faced with having to lay off people. You know, I myself was an employer for many, many years. I had a lot of employees that worked for me, and I can't tell you, probably the one thing that bothered me the most about being an employer is being faced with having to lay people off. My wife would attest to this, that it was very painful, literally laying awake at night, sweating about the fact that I was going to have to lay somebody off, because myself and I know many other employers feel very close to their employees. And we understand that there's families that are represented there. And the idea of having to lay somebody off is gut-wrenching. You know, when we're laying people off and when people are getting laid off, they're faced with many challenges. You know, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to put my kids through college if that was even an option? What about retirement? Making the house payment, paying those insurance costs. Those are the realities that all of us in the state of Washington are being faced with right now. What is special session supposed to do? What was this session supposed to do? We were supposed to be down here to solve many of those problems. However, the political will has not been here. We've had opportunities with bills to put people back to work of all types of trades, regardless of whether you were blue collar or white collar or green collar, for that matter. But that has not been done. What has been done? Well, there's one jobs bill that's before us right now that I voted no on. What does that bill do? Well, supposedly it's going to put people back to work for a few months, trying to retrofit our schools to make them more energy efficient. Sounds like a great idea, but that's until you start talking about the details of the bill. What does it cost you as a taxpayer? $1.5 billion. Actually, it's $63 million a day for the next 25 years. What do we get out of it? Well, it makes our schools more energy efficient. My question is, at what cost? I mean, I'd love to see a lower utility cost, but one of the ways they're actually talking about paying for this, believe it or not, is to actually increase your utility taxes. I find it ironic that they want to increase your utility bills so that we can lower the state's utility bills. And we can put people back to work for a few months in the process of doing this. But for that $63 million a day, what does that mean? Well, I got a little list here. $63 million a day is essentially what we spend in a year for family and child health and safety in our Department of Health. $63 million a year is about the same amount of money that they want to cut out of this year's budget for levy equalization. What's levy equalization? Levy equalization is money that comes from the state to help fund our teachers in our rural districts. $63 million is actually almost exactly how much they want to take out of the budget. So essentially they want to take and put teachers out on the pavement, take away their jobs, so that we can do this. I don't support those types of things. $63 million a year is what it takes to fund all-day kindergarten. They're actually going to be taking away all-day kindergarten for much of the schools around the state. I can't support that. The other thing, too, is what does a special session cost? Special session costs about $18,000 a day for us to be here after the regular session is over. $18,000 a day, well, that's about what it costs to put 1,100 high-risk offenders in jail. $18,000 a day, that's what it costs for, well, a jail bed is about $76 a day. $18,000 a day is keeping 237 people in jail for a day. You know, what are our priorities? My priority is I want to see you folks get back to work. I want to see my neighbors, my friends, my constituents, and people around the state get back to work. The 39th District has more people collecting unemployment than any other district in the state of Washington. That's not right. The other thing, too, about this jobs plan that's being talked about down here in Olympia, who does it put back to work? It puts back to work some great people, but it only puts back to work people that are actually in the construction trades, and only a few of them. If you're in the insulation business or window business, it might be great for you, but your neighbor who might be high-tech or aerospace that's out of work does nothing for them. You know, we want to make sure that policies that are going out of here are actually going to help all of us. This does not do that, and it's very expensive to the taxpayers, and I think that those priorities are a little bit mixed up. I want to make sure that we're really taking care of and making smart decisions that are going to last us, way out into the future. Hopefully we're going to be done here real soon. There's many of us that have some great ideas, and I want to continue hearing from you because some of the best ideas are actually coming from you folks out there. Please, if you've got ideas, if you've got concerns, if you've got criticisms, please let those things known to us. Please hold us accountable for the work that we're doing down here. Please help us get out of here soon by letting us know how you feel about what's going on with your legislature. My name's Dan Kristiansen. I hope I've got better news for you next week. Hopefully we'll be out of here, and hopefully we won't be spending more of your hard-earned money than we have to. Thanks again. You take care. Bye now.